Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines II in the city of Queensland. That's right, we are back for the second episode of the Early Access on Cities Skylines II. But before I get into any more details, if you haven't missed the first episodes, please check it out as I walk you through how to create your city without micromanaging anything. As you know, we haven't touched any taxes, production chain, or anything like that. And we'll keep going like this to make sure that we all just are here to have fun and enjoy the game. Also, big thank you for all your likes. I really appreciate it. And also thanks to Paradox and Colossal Order for providing a copy of the game during early access to me. So let's start. The first thing that I want to do is to go into the industry over here, the specialized industry. I want to optimize this a little bit. And when I say optimize, is that if we look at the land in here, this is actually fertile land and we have livestock. So we have livestock in here and we have livestock in there. So I want to change that a little bit because livestock doesn't actually need fertile land. What needs fertile land is actually a grain or vegetable, for example. I will change things around a little bit. I also want to make sure that we have a more interesting layout in here. Although we have these straight roads in farm areas, I want to make this look just a little bit more interesting. And I think changing the road layout will also help us out. Alright, I think that looks good enough, and we actually expanded our specialized industry. So just to recap what I've done here, I've added some grain farms over here. We do have a livestock in here as we don't have any fertile land in this area, and we have another livestock in here. The next thing that we want to do is to take a look at the demand that we have. After we got to milestone 4, we start having demand for offices. As we've mentioned before, these two areas will be kind of dedicated for that. So I'll do it here. As you can see, our demand is going down. I might just leave like a big chunk of offices in there, just to make sure that we do have enough zoning available for it to keep growing while we build the city. And by the way, we are currently at 3,300 people in the city. We are getting more and more people joining us. We are still with money. We are not as happy as we could. There is a lack of entertainment, which we will look very soon, and unreliable healthcare. So we will get there. But I think for the moment, I want to expand this a little bit further in here. So I'll grab those 3 tiles, and I don't know if you remember, but you can drag and drop like this, and with the right mouse click you can do that as well, or you can just pick individual tiles that you want to buy. I'll buy those 3 just so I have this area to work around a little bit more, and we will expand the low density residential in this area. Then we will work on everything else. By the way, since the release of the previous early access or first video on this, there was a ton of updates and improvements to the game. And one of them is showing contour lines, and oh, this is a game changer. I'm really happy about this, because then we can work with the contour lines that we have in here and make sure that we create some more interesting layouts. As you know, I really like this type of builds where we actually use the terrain in our favor and build some things a little bit more interesting. This is available on the road level. This is available on the landscaping as well. We will change a few things, especially closer to this area on this side of the island. I'll flat this a little bit further. Oh, and we unlocked a new signature building, the Rock Magician Mansion, and I think we can leverage that in our favor and use this around here. This will give us +2 well-being within 500 meters. I want this to be here, but as you can see, we are overlapping, so I will toggle snapping off, turn this around, make sure that I align this where I want, and plop this hopefully right here. There we go. And I think this will look pretty good in that area. And I'll keep filling the low density residential that we need quite a lot in here, and I'll be right back. All right, with that zoning in place, as you can see, the landscape here is changing quite a lot, but we are starting to see some demand for high density, and we do have some low rent housing available in here. And what I'll do, I'll actually get something in there. We get some of that demand attended, and people will be a little bit happier. Okay, before I do that, one thing that I want to do here, I wanted to give them a sports field, and that's basically an upgrade for the high school there. I was thinking about putting that at the back there, but I think on the right looks better. This gives them plus 40 outdoor recreation, so this will help quite a lot in making them happier with the lack of entertainment in there. Oh, and we've reached the milestone number 5, tiny town. So that's great. This gives us even more money. We'll make good use of that. Gives us plus 5 development points and plus 7 tiles that we can buy. For today, we are building up to Big Town. That's the limit. As before, we have 30-minute limits and up to Big Town milestone. I transition a little bit for a bit of a grid in here. This is kind of a little bit more of a planned area type of thing, so I want to have that in there. And I'll do some detailing because we haven't done that before, and we like, it's so weird because last time there was no just one more tree, and there are plenty of space in here that I think that we could make very good use of. And I will certainly work with this because I think that would be fantastic for us to make sure that this all looks as good as we like to. Okay, now that we have our city developing, and as you can see, we have more residential in here. We now have our new vegetable produce over here as well, and some new industry. We could go on this rhythm, or we can push things a little bit, and that's the secret to a successful city in Cities Skylines II. And what that is basically working with city service. I've also added some pathways to make sure people can walk, and did some trees in here. As you can see, people are already using those shortcuts, and I really love it. Add some trees in there. We now need to wait for them to grow. Keep in mind that each tree has a number associated with which is basically wood. The maximum you get is 2000, which is a fully grown tree like this one. This is how you know if you have a fully grown tree in there. 2 services. One of the main things that will attract more people, and especially the need for offices in your city, will be education. And right now we don't have any college. I'll go in here and let's unlock college. It's just 1 point. We still have 14 points in there, more than enough for everything that we want to do today. College is usually a big building. I could actually put this in here and then move this road around there. I would do a straight road in here, and we'll go like that, just around this area. And this would be more than enough. Now we are going to start bringing more educated people, and people will be not just poorly educated, we'll have another level of education in the city, which will help with demand. One of the big things for offices as well and businesses is basically telecom. So we need to provide internet for the citizens. At the moment, we don't have anything. And I will start by adding one, I think here would be all right. Pretty good coverage in this main area. Another thing that we need is a post office to make sure that they have their mail sorted. And what I'm thinking, actually, I'll do some service on this island in the middle here. And in here, the first thing that we build is a sorting facility. But we do need the mailboxes so we can collect mail. You have to spread that around. This is used for citizens to send their mail out. Having this around your city will help everyone to send their mail out and increase their happiness. Okay, with communications, and which is basically mail and telecom sorted, we have to start taking a look at other things as well. We can always look at what they're complaining and help them out. That is very high crime at the moment. No wonder, I think we just have one. Let's take a look at this. Crime success rate 32%, average crime probability 14%, and we just have the one police station in there. So this is definitely something that we can help improve in our city. I can unlock the police headquarters and provide them with a better range of police in the city. Get police headquarters, this is very expensive, but I think this will help us out. And we will do the police headquarters. Oh, this corner right here might be the perfect place for that. There we go, and we go into the next milestone already. Oh, fantastic. One other thing that we can use to reduce crime and also attract more people. As you can see, we are starting to see again more demand for high density now. But the next thing that we could unlock is actually the welfare office. So the welfare office will provide financial support for low-income citizens, which will help quite a lot the population if they have trouble with finance, and also reduce the likelihood of recurring crime. We're looking here and get the welfare office. We could go in this area, to be honest. There is a pretty large gap in here, and I think that's what I would do. Demand has just changed dramatically. We're basically having demand for everything, but offices yet, but we will get there. Lack of entertainment is also something that we need to solve, and potentially the healthcare, which is one area that's really bad across the whole city. But for entertainment, we will look into unlocking the parks and recreation. We'll get parks maintenance. Now, I usually unlock both large parks and sports parks. This is up to you, one or either. It's whatever you like. You can also unlock the large sports park. We don't need that right now, so I won't do it straight away. But what I will look into right now is getting that park maintenance depot, and maybe I'll do it over here in this corner. I think that'll be all right. And then we'll look at add those parks in, because as you can see, we have nothing in the city. We can look into sports park. Each of them has an attractiveness of 5, and we have the large parks, which vary from 5 to 15. So we have 5, 10, and 15. One that I like is the large playground. I like the size and how it fits well in some of these areas. All right, plenty of entertainment now for them, and they love it because the demand is through the roof. I can see that we have a lot of issues with hers and health. If you look at these, they might be complaining about health coverage, which they are. Overall in the city, if you look at this, yeah, unreliable health coverage, and I believe a hospital could be in this central area here, and that will help us, but we need to unlock that first. I'll unlock both the crematorium, because we are having some issues with collecting the dead as well, and the hospital, and we will do both. So let's see the size of those buildings, the footprint, and we will decide where to. Oh, this fits so well in here. It's like if I planned that before. I haven't, by the way. I haven't. Let's take a look at what we need. We do need, by the looks of it, more jobs. Yes, we do need that. So I will definitely add more industry for that. But if you look at here, we now have a lot of jobs and not a lot of people. So we need even more. And we have issues with power. Interesting. But what I'll do, I will turn this building off just so we are on the positive side of things. Oh, we have a new signature building available. And by the way, remember that these buildings are free to put down. +8 well-being within 2 kilometers. That is like a big yes. And could get it right here. Yes, perfect space for that. Fits well in the area. And this building is actually lovely. And we just reached a new milestone, which gave us money, and we are sorted. So that is good. We do have ore mining and gated community. Good. How much does it cost to do a geothermal power plant? 750. I will do that. So then, and this will help us exporting power, which we stopped. And that's one of the reasons why we are now not having as much money coming through. And I believe we do have some water deposits in here, don't we? Yeah, we do have one in here. I might buy this tile then. Let's go for it. We need to unlock that building as well. And geothermal power plants, which is pretty powerful. Okay, there we go. This is connected now. And although I want the road to this side, I noticed that we have the forestry industry in here, and I can put a road in there. But yeah, that's all right. We will work with this, I think. It also makes things more interesting as well. And as we grow to this side, we'll figure that out. I'll remove this very polluted coal power generation in there. I'll also connect here. There we go. So we have a transformer and we are still exporting electricity. Now the money went up quite a lot. Now everything is back and balanced, and we are having demand for offices, and we filled all this area already. Awesome. I love that. Now we can put in here, and as you can see, we are now attracting different people and more demand to the city. We are also in need of more jobs, so those offices will help us out. There are more things that are essential, and one of them, if you go to the hospital, do add a helipad. This will get people that are sick or in a car crash a lot faster. There we go. We have our first helicopter going to attend some people, and this would be like life-changing for everyone in your city. Will be a lot faster. They will go much further. They don't get stuck in traffic. They usually don't care about buildings as well, as you can see, and they stop right at the door. And something else that I know that helped quite a lot in terms of health is actually road maintenance. As you can see, we don't have anything in here yet because we haven't enabled that. So what I'll do, I'll come into the road and advanced road services. So we now can come on this side and maybe get one of these buildings in there. This will help with road condition, as you know, and the city is bad, really bad now. The problem with that is that you get more accidents, you have more car crashes, more people injured, sick, and that will affect the overall health and well-being of your citizens. Doing this will prevent accidents and will definitely make our citizens better and lead a better life as well. Alright, now that we have all the main services and that I'll wait a little bit for things to organize themselves, you can see demand is through the roofs on every single item. That is fantastic. Money is not an issue again. Just takes time to get that money back. And while we were waiting for this, I was making sure that these roads look a little bit better. Add some grass, add some trees all around here. Those trees will still need to grow, so it will take some time. There is like 303 out of 2000. Will take a long time for these to grow, but will happen eventually. The sooner we do this, the better in that sense. And what I want to do now is the final step. I will need those tiles over there. I will need, I believe, these tiles over here as well. And I was like, why do you need all of this, especially like going over water where we don't basically have anything? Well, the reason for that is that the next thing for us to do in terms of service and to make the ultimate like city in terms of demands and be set for whatever comes next is to work with public transportation in general. We will work with trains, buses, and taxis. We'll need to go to the development tree, go to public transportation, and get trains. So we just get trains for now. That's all that we will need, and we'll create those connections. Reason again why I'm here, we have the train line coming over here, and to make a very small junction until we go to that side of the map. There is no reason why we need to make like this very nice and beautiful, but we'll make a short junction in that, make it functional. We'll have a train station over here. Probably the train depot will be somewhere around here, and we'll have a cargo station over here as well to help with the industry and all of this. Just a heads up on what I'm doing. I put this down, I'm not using it yet. I'll have to build all the infrastructure around this. So I've turned that off so we don't keep paying for that. I don't think we need to. So I'll do the same with the train station. So coming in here, train station, and then I'll come in here and turn that off. Alright, I believe the infrastructure is now done, and what I've done here, I've connected the depot into the cargo station. This has a junction here. We have the passenger train station over here, and this keeps going, crossing the river, as we do have ship pathway in here. This should be, I think it's 42.75 height, and I can start turning things on. So bring this on, bring this on, bring this on. Fantastic. Last thing that we need to do is create routes. We need to create a line for passenger and also for cargo. Let's start with passenger. Let's create one from this side. I will connect all the way here, and we go back and close the loop in there. I'll also pause the game because I want you to see what happens. And then on this one, I want on this other connection over here, and we close the loop in there. And for the cargo, that'll be similar, although for now I'll just create one connection to this, as this is potentially the furthest we can go. And then Sonish will create the second line in there. Hopefully we see the trains coming out of there. There we go. Our first train starting to move away. These are passenger trains, obviously. I just love how these cargo trains look like. Oh, look at that. They are so cool. Really like this. Obviously, cargo trains will go first in here. And what I love about this is that we also have a big storage in this area, and we can see everything that's being brought in and that's being stored in here. No vehicles. Oh, what we need to do here is actually increase capacity for more trains, because this will go over the limits in there. We now have 15 trains, and this, yeah, there we go, it's fixed. We'll now have the trains ready for this. Next thing that we need to do is to actually create our buses and connect the network in here. And that bus depot will be over here. We now can put the bus shelters, and let's see where we will do this. I might just move this one a little bit. What I'm doing is just making sure that we have space for the buses to stop. Before that, let's create our bus line over here. So starting from here, and the route is complete. This is how the normal bus looks like. And away it goes. Taxi depot. Get this in here. We can do taxi stops, but we could also allow taxis to pick up passengers from all over the city, not just dedicated taxi stands. And I would do that. I think that would be worthwhile for us to have that happening. I'll do a couple of taxi stands though. And there they go. Have our first taxi going. I just don't like that they removed all the trees from the whole road in there. That is, feel bad for doing this. I think I'll do one here. I think that makes sense to have it in there. We have like both off zones in here, and that will help everyone out. And that'll be all that we do with taxis at the moment. And we reach our final milestone, a big town. Got a little more money, more development points, more tiles to buy, and high density, which is quite nice. But high density would be something for later. We will do a couple of things here before we finish still. And as you can see, people are starting to use our passenger station in here. I would love to see that. We have people waiting here, 51 passengers, 45 passengers. That's really good. I love to see that. That's awesome. And away we go with our buses. Nice, plenty of people in here. Okay, I am pretty happy with these lines now. And if you take a look at this, yeah, getting passengers on both train lines. On the cargo, we are having a lot of cargo coming through. I'll say a lot, 12% of utilization on the line. Now, all of this is really good. I feel like we need to put down some trees around the place, and I will be right back. Okay, some more detailing done, some more offices put down in here. I will look at these and also do some updates in here. So one of them is actually, I want a temple and mausoleums as well. This will improve this whole area, and take a look at just the school capacity. We definitely need to increase that. There we go. College, we definitely need more people or more capacity in there. So we are now at 11,650 people in the city. Also, how lovely this is. Take a look at that. Oh, so good. This works so well. So just as a reminder, the main purpose of this video was to tell you what's the secret of a successful city in Cities Skylines II was. And that's basically services and public transportation. Now that I've done this, demand is going up and up. We keep growing, we keep improving, and we keep making a better city. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome all new subscribers, and a big thank you for all your kind comments as well. It means really a lot for me. I'll link the previous video on the screen. When the third video is out, I'll also put that up so you can check it out, the previews and the next video for the early access. We're getting there. The game is almost released. We're having a lot of fun, and I hope you are watching these videos. I hope this answers some of your questions as well in terms of public transportation, if it helps or not. This certainly helps with the traffic in the area, having all those buses going around, and trains, especially with the outside connections at the beginning. Cargo is also very effective. I hope this shows you how the city progression looks like and how you can push things a little bit by adding those services and public transportation to make sure you have enough demand, to make sure that you educate enough people, so you have all offices and high density and all that sort of thing. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. I'm more than happy to answer that for you. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.